For the next few hours, nothing exists except for Cleveland high school sports. Because the Quiet Brothers are here. Outlaw!
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Quiet Brothers Sports Show. My name is Kevin Hanley. Got my peoples in the building with me. Got the homie Eli Robinson.
What up?
Got the homie Phil Rucker.
Yeah.
Reggie Reg is out tonight. Man, Reg's gonna miss out on all that. Okay.
Man, that's what I said. I said you missing out on one
tonight?
of the greatest shows right now, man.
Tonight? Dang. All right, man. We're gonna make it happen. So that happened.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean,
Super Browns.
Here's what I look. Obviously, if you've been in jail or living under a rock, even if you're in jail, you should know.
Oh yeah, if you in jail, you already know what it is.
The Browns. Odell Beckham Jr. is a Cleveland Brown.
Wait. Didn't you say, sir? Didn't you say, Eli? Odell is not coming to Cleveland.
I did.
You damn well. You damn sure did.
I did say that. But here's the thing, though. I'm more surprised that the Giants traded him than I am that Cleveland got him. Because they just gave the man a $100 million contract. You sign somebody that like Odell Beckham Jr. to a 5-year, $100 million contract, you don't trade him the next season. So I'm more surprised that the Giants traded him, but I did say that. I did, because I didn't think, honestly, I can't lie. I didn't think there was any way they were going to trade him.
I thought, I remember the rumors, but I didn't think.
I didn't think it was going to happen.
Like, nah,
I can't lie. I didn't think it was going to happen.
I believed.
Eli, you believe everybody's coming to Cleveland, so that don't really count.
John Dorsey is doing a masterful job this offseason. John Dorsey gets an A.
John Dorsey deserves a statue built outside.
He gets an A so far.
Lou Groza Boulevard.
I mean,
right now.
Here's so now the Browns gave up their first this year. Wait, let me see what they give. They gave their first this year.
First and a third rounder.
And a third rounder and Jabril Peppers.
I'll take that. Yeah. All day.
I don't know, man.
Every day.
Jabril Peppers just started coming around. I mean, I get it. It's Odell Beckham Jr.
Day.
But Jabril Peppers just started coming around, man, and being that Jabril Peppers that we saw at Michigan.
Okay, well, was it a fluke?
Oh, come on, Eli. No, Eli, come on. Don't, come on now. Let's not trash Jabril Peppers on the way out the door, bro. Come on, let's not do that.
I'm not going to trash him.
I'm just saying he just started to come around.
And yeah, he's a good player.
But it's Odell Beckham Jr.
But
I
it's
get it.
Odell Beckham Jr.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
So here's my thing, though.
Bye, Jabril.
Okay, but now you need to. In that second round, you baby looking for a replacement.
I would have drove Jabril to the airport myself.
Yeah.
Like, I love you, but you got to go.
So now you should be looking for a replacement, right? Because you missed out on Earl Thomas, who's in Baltimore now.
Eric Berry.
Maybe. Eric Berry's still out there. You're right. So he's probably the best safety left out of all the safeties that were out there. So they're going to need to revamp that position. And can they use Eric Berry the way they were using Jabril Peppers? That's the thing. The thing that's going to have to, whoever, well, it's not Greg Williams' defense anymore.
Right.
So.
But I think that's why the whole Earl Thomas thing fell apart because, he plays free safety. We're not going to ask you to play strong safety when you play free safety. We already got a free safety. Now, granted, I don't know, what exactly. If we would ask, what is our free safety's name? What's his name?
I don't even know.
I forget his name.
Derrick Kendrick?
Yeah. No.
Who?
No.
Demarius Randall?
Yes, Randall. That's it. I don't know if we would ask him to play
I thought Demarius Randall was a cornerback. Wasn't he a cornerback?
No, he plays safety for us. Don't ask
Who?
me. Yeah.
Demarius Randall. Oh, okay. Not saying that Jabril Peppers is Ronnie Lott. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? They're going to need, so now they have no first round pick.
No.
What, 2 seconds?
I believe a second and a third. think we had.
They still have 1/3 because they had
Right,
2 threes, so they still
right.
got 1/3. So they got a second, a third, and a fourth, and
I
some
think
couple
like
late rounds.
2/5.
2/5. So
That's
now
2/7, something like that. Yeah.
you're going to, that second round. Now you need to decide: do we need to go and get a safety in the second round? Do we need to go and get another pass rusher because we can't get a safety, or do we do we go out and sign Eric Berry? So there's still time to work things in.
I was gonna say I think it depends on what they do. With the rest of free agency. If we sign a veteran safety, then there's no need to go ahead and draft anyone.
You can concentrate maybe on the other side of
right.
football.
So it just depends upon what Dorsey's going to do. But whatever he does, I'm down with it.
I mean,
I can't. I don't even see. I have seen even when he traded our guard for the defensive end, I kind of hesitated just because of the simple fact because I don't know if Corbett is ready. Or I don't even know if half the left side of the offensive line is ready. But here's the thing, though. He signed some veteran guys to back them up just in case they're not ready. So he knows what he's doing. So I'm just like, okay, you know what? Whatever he has that he needs to do with his team, I'm down with it.
Yeah,
I'm down with
you know
it.
what? I'm kind of the same way with Howie Roseman in Philly, man. I'm like, look, Howie, hey.
You do what you do.
Do you. I'm not even mad at it.
Let me ask you this. Hypothetically, in this draft, do you really think that John Dorsey will come up in the first round? Because we still got a lot of draft picks.
I wouldn't because you don't have a first. You only got 1 second, I believe.
And you
only got 1/3.
And you could dangle Emmanuel Ogbah out there as well.
The only thing I would have came up in the first round for was something that he's already filled, and that's D-line.
Yeah, I'm not dangling Emmanuel Ogbah out there because I need defensive linemen. Honestly, you want to have a defensive lineman. You want to, and I keep going back to the Eagles because that's really what I know best. But you want to have in my opinion, you want to have a defensive line where you can keep rotating guys in and keeping guys fresh.
And that's exactly
I'm
what
not
we
getting
have
rid
now.
of Emmanuel Ogbah.
Exactly.
I'm not doing it because now I got Olivier Vernon, I got Myles Garrett, I got Emmanuel. I'm not getting rid of Emmanuel Ogbah. I'm not dangling him out there.
Do you hang with Duke Johnson?
Oh, Duke Johnson's going to get traded. That's
okay. Draft night.
Duke Johnson's getting traded.
Duke Johnson should not get
traded.
traded.
The Eagles and Cowboys are the leaders in the clubhouse for Duke Johnson.
I hope they don't trade Duke, and here's why: you still got 8 games before Kareem Hunt comes back.
Yes, sir.
You still have 8 games. You can't just have Nick Chubb out there with a scrub backing up Nick Chubb. I'm sorry. So you have 8 games.
It worked last year.
Nah. You have 8 games until Kareem Hunt comes back. I know once Kareem comes back, he's probably going to take majority of the carries. Sorry, Nick.
Oh, he will take
So,
for sure.
Even then, I just don't understand the point of trading Duke Johnson. If you don't line Duke up in the slot,
Howie, I need you to make that happen.
Do something with Duke Johnson is a weapon. Why are we going to trade that? We don't need to trade that.
Howie, can you get me? Can you get me?
In the slot?
Yeah.
You got Antonio Callaway for that.
I don't care.
Howie, can you give me Duke Johnson or Jordan Howard, please?
Get Duke the ball, get him in some space, and let him loose. With this team, you mean to tell me you gonna line Duke somewhere on the field? He still has to be accounted for. Jarvis has to be accounted for. Odell has to be accounted for. Even Njoku has to be accounted for. This offense is going to be ridiculous. And you mean to tell me you're going to trade one of the weapons for what? For what? Unless you're giving me back a piece that we really need, what's the point?
I would say 2 things here. First thing, and I'm just trying to drop the jewels on you, Browns fans. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to drop the jewels on you.
You're a hater.
No, yeah, right. You hating.
Here comes the wet blanket.
Here's what I would say. Number 1, do not count out the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. Don't do it. Every single time I hear Browns fans say this is the year and Pittsburgh lost this guy and that guy, Pittsburgh goes 11-5, 12-4, deep into the playoffs. Do not make the mistake of counting out the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Baltimore Ravens signed Earl Thomas and Mark Ingram.
Thank you.
I'm just saying.
So I was reading this on ESPN.com today, and I was scrolling through. They had the divisions ranked, NFC North and everything. And I'm scrolling, and I keep scrolling. I thought the NFC East would be, one of the tougher, but the Giants and everything.
Right.
And I keep scrolling, and number 1 is the AFC North. Literally. Number one is the AFC North, and it surprises me that I know we're excited. I know,
and you should
we're
be
excited,
and you absolutely should be. I'm not saying that. Go ahead, continue.
but if you for a moment think that the Steelers are getting ready to go 6-10, or 4-12, or even 7-9 right now,
as long as they got
crazy,
as long as they got Connor, who is
crazy.
he's a really good running back. As long as 7 is
they got
under
Juju.
center,
They still got
they still got Juju.
They still got Ben.
They
still got their offense.
They got the kid Switzer. They got Vance McDonald at tight end. The defense is still. I'm just saying, man. Don't make the mistakes of thinking that you automatically own that division. Don't do it.
Do not be surprised if the Steelers win 9 games next year.
Don't be surprised if the Steelers win get 10, 11 games.
It wouldn't surprise me. It would shock me more if the Steelers went 4-12 or 2-14. Even if they went 6-10, I don't think the Steelers are going to have a losing record next year. I don't.
I don't either.
And I'm not downplaying the Steelers or whatnot or the Ravens, but you talk about Juju Smith-Schuster, you talk about Switzer, but who else is after that receiving core? Nobody else. You talk about James Conner. Who else is after?
They got that kid James Washington that they really like, who's a burner, who can stretch the field.
But we were saying that last year with James Conner. And he tore everybody. He was tearing everybody up. I didn't know who James Conner was.
I keep trying to tell him,
as soon as they said that Le'Veon wasn't coming back, in the back of my head, I was like, ha, 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 y'all are done. And then all of a sudden, James Conner is rushing for 200 yards a week. And I'm like, who is this guy? Like, really?
Cleveland, come on. It's the Steelers, Cleveland. You know how they do. know how they do.
And with the Ravens, defense, T-Sizzle is out of there.
T-Sizzle was like 40 years old. I was
about to say he's old.
You know what I'm saying?
Who does the Ravens have on defense besides Earl Thomas? Eric Weddle was gone.
Well, Eric Weddle didn't really work out there anyway. I'm just saying.
With this offense, you have to pick your poison.
Have some realistic goals. Is that what you're telling me?
You know those two teams' pedigree, Eli. Their pedigree.
No, I'm ready.
The only team in that division you don't have to worry about is Cincinnati.
You can't even say that. You can't even say that.
Well, I would say that. I would say if there's a team, that you're not going to worry about, it's the Cincinnati Bengals.
If they were actually pretty solid until AJ Green went down. I'm sorry, not Andy Dalton. They were solid until AJ Green went down. Once AJ Green went down, their whole team went kaput.
I'm gonna say this, Browns fans, and I mean this. It better be double digits in that win column this season.
No doubt.
I'm clowning if it ain't. Because y'all doing a whole bunch of talking right now. Y'all doing a whole bunch of talking. It better be double digits. If you come at me with 9-7,
nah, I'm not taking that.
It better be double digits in that win count. Y'all, it better be at least 10 wins this year, at least. So, I understand the excitement. I get it. I totally. I would look, man. I would be geeked up too. But they haven't. In reality, the Browns haven't done anything yet. They signed some players and they traded some players. They haven't done anything yet. They don't own that division. Because, see, you got to actually win the division to own it. They don't own that division. They don't own anything. They haven't done anything yet. It's March 16th or 17th. It's March 17th. It's St. Patrick's Day. We haven't even had the draft yet. They haven't had any rookie minicamps, no OTAs, training. They haven't done anything yet.
But we didn't care about that.
I get the excitement. I'm just saying, stop trying to put the cart in front of the horse, man. Y'all already setting up barriers on East 9th Street. I don't know what for.
Super Bowl.
You haven't done anything yet. That's all I'm saying. They haven't done anything
in 20 years. This team since they came back since what, 1999. What have we had to cheer for in this city, man?
Which is why you should be humble right now, because you haven't done jack in 20 years, and you signed Odell Beckham Jr. and all of a sudden, I'm just
right. It's a big name. We never had a big name.
But I'm just saying,
Cleveland.
don't you're gonna set yourself up for disappointment. Don't do that.
No, I'm not. I'm not setting myself up for disappointment.
Look, be as excited as you want to be. I promise you, I'm not mad at y'all excited at that Odell, because I would be geeked. If Odell Beckham Jr. was in the Eagles uniform, I'd be geeked right now. You don't even know.
You be expecting the Super Bowl.
I
They
be
already won their Super Bowl.
I'd be expecting, but we've already won one. See,
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
You be expecting the Super Bowl.
That's why
I'm
we're
not
acting like
but
this.
I'm not expecting the Super Bowl.
But you
know,
haven't done anything.
You
Eli,
know
they
what
haven't done anything.
You know what I'm expecting? A division title.
That should be the first step.
Can we get a division title? Can we get a home playoff game? Please. If it's just that, if we get down to a home playoff game and we play the Chiefs or the Patriots and we lose to either the Chiefs or the Patriots, you know what? I'm not mad.
Or the
I'm not
Steelers.
mad. Oh no, if we lose
promise
to
you don't.
I promise you.
Don't
Even
count that team
even
out.
though I would accept it, I would still be mad just because it's the Steelers.
Don't
period.
count that team out.
But if we get down and we lose to one of
won.
these three teams, that's fine. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas
Yep.
City Chiefs had to take baby steps.
Right.
I know people expected them to beat the Patriots, but in the back of my head, I really knew what was going to happen.
You got to crawl before you can walk. That's what I'm trying to get across to Browns fans.
It took us how many tries? It took us 2 or 3 tries. It took us 2 tries to get to the NBA Finals. We got there. We learned twice, and the third time we won. So it's not going to happen overnight. There's
walk,
no
man.
team. That's why I knew the Rams weren't going to win the Super Bowl. That's why I knew the Rams weren't going to win the Super Bowl.
That's another thing with the Browns. This team is young. This is a young football
They're not going
team.
anywhere.
You got a second-year quarterback. You got a guy who's never been a head coach before. And now it's almost like 2014 when LeBron came back. Yeah, a team didn't really have any expectations. Then you dropped LeBron James into their lap, and the expectation was finals right now.
Yeah.
And how do you handle that? This is a young team. You got a guy that's never been a head coach.
Sean
now,
McVay wasn't a head coach.
but Sean McVay's been coaching for at least a couple of years. He coached last year.
So has
Freddie Kitchens has not been a head coach. It's totally different than being a quarterback's coach. I'm saying you have to temper your expectations of this football team. They're young. And how is Freddie Kitchens going to deal? Jarvis Landry's got a personality. Baker Mayfield's got a personality. You know Odell's got a personality. What's going to happen if the Browns go on a 2-game losing streak and Odell is on the sideline knocking over kickers' nets like he was in New York? Then what?
The whole world is going to spin out of control.
That's what I'm saying. How is Freddie Kitchens going to handle?
Everybody's perceptions of Odell Beckham. I mean, I know he has.
We
this
saw
big-
what he did,
yeah.
though, Eli. We saw him over on the
But
sideline.
wouldn't it change a culture? Like
It might,
Yeah.
but he's for what? So he's going to go from stoic Eli Manning to turn Baker Mayfield, and the coach is going to it's going to get better. That's what I'm saying. Like
all right.
I just don't. I'm not. I'm just. You can say, I don't care. You can say I'm hated if you want to, but they haven't done anything yet. They have done nothing yet. But the expectations are higher, as they should be.
That's the season start right now.
I mean, well, let's get it then. That's what I'm. Okay, yes. Can we at least do that? Can we at least let the season start?
Get to September. It hasn't even been training camp.
Can I
we
see a
haven't had
preseason
mini
game?
camp. We haven't had a
Nothing.
draft.
Wish I had a
Nothing.
freaking time.
Can I see?
machine,
Can
man.
I see a preseason game before we start throwing parades for the Cleveland Browns? Congratulations, you signed some big name free agents, and everybody's talking about you now. Congratulations, but you haven't done anything yet.
You hurt Eli's feelings.
He
man.
know I'm right, and I'm
I
not.
was on the high too,
And I'm
man.
not trying to be the a-hole. I'm just saying,
You're being a realist.
be real.
You know we are not realists.
What does Chris Berman say? That's why they play the game. They still got to go out there and play the football game.
So I was taking a look at our schedule here. Our schedule hasn't come out, but we know who our opponents
Who your
are.
opponents
So
are.
our home opponents: Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Miami, Buffalo, Seattle, LA, Tennessee. Now, I think most of those games are winnable. Like I said, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, to me, are going to be toss-ups anyway. You should beat Cincinnati. You should beat Miami. You should beat Buffalo. Seattle, maybe. The Rams, that's going to be a good game.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a good game, especially since they come in here. That's going to be a Monday night game or a Sunday night game.
Yeah, I bet you
Definitely,
it is. Yeah,
definitely. Off
the
top,
Rams against
off
Baker
rip,
against that
off
team.
rip.
Yeah,
So and then the Titans, you should beat the Titans. Period. Point blank.
I
End of
love you,
discussion.
Mariota, but you got
Who?
to go down.
He might not
with
even be
Mariota
starting.
got some competition.
He might
seems
not even
like,
be starting.
Seems
Talk
like the
about.
Tennessee Titans are they like
Love you,
Ryan
Marcus.
Tannehill.
You ain't even Super Mariota no
Oh,
more.
get
You're
the hell
Marcus.
outta here.
Marcus. So our away opponents again, our division opponents: Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. Cincinnati. The Jets. We should beat the Jets. Period. The Patriots.
Sure about that?
What, the Jets?
Sure about that?
Yes, we should beat
Whoa,
the Jets.
Le'Veon?
I know Le'Veon, but I don't trust Darnold.
And okay, so but here's what you do though. How do you help out a young quarterback? You get him a powerful running game.
Yeah,
you
they
brought
got
a
him
big,
that.
and Le'Veon Bell. If he's the Le'Veon Bell that he was in Pittsburgh,
Yeah, he's a problem.
he gonna help Sam Darnold.
He's a
And here's
problem.
another thing. Greg Williams is Jets defensive coordinator now. That
Oh,
that
he gonna
defense
be
was
bad.
good. That
He's
defense
gonna
was
be
good
bad.
last year.
Somebody's gonna be mad.
Yes, sir. That defense was good last year.
Oh, could you imagine that? Oh, you picked Freddie over me? Oh, okay. Watch this.
You think
Real
Greg
quick.
Williams ain't petty?
Real quick. Ooh, I can't wait. That's gonna be a good game. I can't wait to see that game. That's gonna be nasty. Okay, so we might have to put that in the toss up. New England.
Oh, you got to go to New England?
Yeah, we got to go to Foxborough.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Arizona, San Francisco,
Oh, yeah, they
Denver. Yeah,
They should beat Arizona. I
So,
don't know about
I-
San Francisco. That depends on Jimmy G's play, but yeah.
I'm looking. So if we just maybe possibly we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I'm counting 8. I'm counting at least 8 that you should win. You should win.
Should.
There's not an excuse
going
of
to.
why you can't
Should.
beat them. Like I said, I don't know if that's going to happen. But if you don't beat these 8 teams, then there's something seriously wrong. You're not the team that you're supposed to be. Now, granted, those toss-up games or whatever, but, you know, I expect double-digit wins. I expect 10-6, 11-5. Period.
And I'm not just saying this. There are teams on that schedule that I actually expect, even though the Browns I think the Browns will still beat them. There are teams on that schedule that I expect to be better next year. I expect the Buffalo Bills to be better next year. Josh Allen showed some real good progress, some flashes last year. And I know I'm just saying they brought in Frank Gore. They still got Shady McCoy. They brought in Frank Gore. If they can get themselves a decent, reliable receiver, I mean, Josh Allen could have some help. I expect the New York Jets to be better this year, especially with Le'Veon Bell. So you got Sam Darnold, you got Le'Veon Bell, Quincy Enunwa, I believe, is still there. I mean, Robbie Anderson. Those are going to be the big, like they're if you want to call them triplets. Darnold, Bell, and Robbie Anderson. I expect the New York Jets to be better this year, and with Greg Williams now running that defense. They're just Miami. I don't know about Miami. I don't really expect much. Ryan Fitzpatrick's the quarterback.
It's magic.
Yeah,
He'll be all right for the first 4 games.
But I'm just saying, until I see on the scoreboard that the Browns have beaten them, I'm not discounting the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm not discounting the Baltimore Ravens.
Damn it! I wish the season started.
At all.
I want both of them.
At all. Until I see that the Browns have beaten them, and I'm not doing it. Because every year is supposed to be this is it. Ben Roethlisberger's getting older, and yada, 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 and they lost this guy, and they lost that guy, and blah, 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 blah. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers go 11-5, and it's the Steelers and the Patriots in either the divisional AFC round or the AFC championship game. That's how it is. That's how it's been almost all the time.
Well, you can automatically pencil New England back in at the AFC championship game, period. I don't care
That would be, whenever that game is, that would be a statement win for the Browns to go into Foxborough and beat the Patriots. That would be a statement win. It really would be. But I just know. I mean, you know, it's Bill Belichick, man. Bill's gonna have something drawn up for. It's probably something that Baker ain't never seen before.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I fully expect him to outcoach Freddie Kitchens. I mean, there's a lot of factors at play here. You don't just bring in Odell Beckham Jr. and say, okay, now we're going to go to the Super Bowl.
Well, according to the odds, we are.
Are they? But again, okay. But now here's another layer that I'm throwing on top of it. How does a young team live up to those expectations? This is a young football team. The spotlight is on the Cleveland Browns. Make no mistake about it. The spotlight this season is going to be on the Cleveland Browns. It's something that hasn't been that way in 20 years. How are they going to handle that?
If it was any different team, if we had, let's say, Johnny, or even if we had like Antonio Brown, I would feel worse. The thing about Odell, yeah, he's a little dramified. He's passionate. That's fine. Whatever the drugs or whatever that Instagram post was off the
Cocaine,
field, that
yeah.
cocaine, yeah. I just in my head, at least he comes to work. He reminds me of T.O. He reminds
Drama
me
off the
of
field,
T.O.
but business on the
that
field.
he's going to have drama off the field, but when it comes down to playing this
That's fair.
football game, he's going to ball.
That's fair.
I've seen Jarvis literally raise expectations, come into Cleveland and literally tell you, oh no, y'all are not going to be doing this anymore.
Right.
Whatever was happening here last year, y'all not going to be doing this. And the spotlight just doesn't seem to bother Baker. It really, this man has been in the spotlight for
Yeah, he did. Played at a storied program, Oklahoma.
various reasons, which I think, some of them he's heaped on himself by doing crazy antics on the field. So I don't know if the expectations will get too high. I think they're mature enough to handle it. I think that Baker, being the leader of this team, he was mature enough to step into this role. As much as the national scrutiny that is going to be right now, there is no bigger job in this city than the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Like none, zero.
Yeah, that's true.
So the expectations that were heaped on him last year, just from coming in and playing one half of football, we expected this man to be the savior of the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
And I think he handled it. He handled it well, even when we were having our ups and downs, even with Hugh Jackson being Hugh Jackson trying to screw the team over, he handled it well. So I think, we'll be all right. I'm pretty sure there'll be some bumps in the road because there's a lot of talent and a lot of personalities in there, but I think we'll be all right.
Better not be too many bumps, though. Look, I certainly appreciate the excitement, Browns. I know what y'all been through. I appreciate the excitement. I'm just saying, be real, man. Let's talk reality. They haven't accomplished anything yet. They signed some players and traded some players. They haven't set one foot on the field together as a unit. Let's just be realistic, is all I'm asking. I mean, you can do what you want, and if it just better be double digits in that win column this year. That's all I'm saying.
That's all we
or
want.
you gonna hear from me.
Can somebody send me an OBJ jersey? I want one.
All right, let's take a break. Let's name the song.
The name of the song is called The King by Chucky Beats. This is the Quad Brothers Sports Show on One Unit Media Network.
Yep. Welcome back to the show. So, according to our esteemed producer, Eli Robinson, the Pittsburgh Steelers have signed former LA Rams linebacker Mark Barron. Now, I am not saying Mark Barron is Lawrence Taylor. But Mark Barron, to me, is the kind of guy that can thrive in a place like Pittsburgh. He was good at Los Angeles. And you put him in Pittsburgh because don't forget they do have T.J. Watt over there in Pittsburgh. No, let's not forget that. See what I mean? I'm just. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's the Pittsburgh, that team does. When's the last time Pittsburgh had to actually rebuild? When is the last time they had to rebuild? 2004 when Ben got there, right?
Yeah.
That's probably the last time they had a really bad season. By Steelers standards. Well, by Steelers standards, 16-0 is, you know what I mean? Because they're so ridiculous with their expectations. Because they picked Ben 11th. So, I don't think they've picked any higher than that since that I can remember.
No, they haven't had a losing record in quite some time.
You know what else the Steelers do? They find guys like Antonio Brown in the 6th round. That is how you build and sustain success. They got Antonio Brown in the 6th round.
Eagles resign Ronald Darby.
Yes. Thank you very much. I'll take that all day. Appreciate you, Howie. Keep doing what you do. But that's why I'm saying until the Browns go out there and beat the Steelers, until the Browns go out there and beat the Ravens, and really put their stamp on it like this division is ours now, I'm not counting them out. You have Mark Barron in there with T.J. Watt. Still got Cameron Hayward. I mean, they don't rebuild in Pittsburgh. They simply reload. And they still got y'all got the 6th guy. They got the 7th guy under center.
All I know is I just ordered my Odell Beckham jersey. That's all I know. That's all I know. That's all I care about. That's all I care about right now.
Wow. 49ers boost receiving corps with Jordan Matthews signing.
That's a nice pick. I tell you what, man, I'm a little sad to see Jordan Matthews go from Philly, but Jordan Matthews, for some reason, when he first got to the league, he wasn't that great of a catcher. He dropped a lot of passes, but these past couple of years, Jordan Matthews been catching everything. That's a nice get for San Francisco. That's a nice get for them. All right, so let's talk about this whole Russell Westbrook thing that happened in Utah. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this. Russell Westbrook got into a verbal altercation with a fan, and from some witness accounts, his wife as well. And the fan basically told Russell Westbrook, get on your knees like you used to doing or something like that. But you only saw the video. They only played the video of Russell talking to the guy and saying that he would F him up and his wife. And so they started to run with, Russell's a loose cannon, and Russell's this, and Russell's that. And the worst thing that fan could have done was let the media interview him after the game. That's the worst thing he did. He should have stayed anonymous, and he wouldn't have been known. You know how Twitter does.
Man.
The minute he did that interview, Twitter was on it.
You found his name, where you work at, your address, all that good stuff.
And those and his little racist MAGA tweets. Found those too. The NBA, they won't because they're greedy. The NBA needs to put fans back away from. Oh shit!
Oh,
sorry about the language. Damn, Eli, I'm sorry, man. You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
You
man.
sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
I knocked over my drink. I should have. I was reaching for it to take a drink. I apologize.
I saw it. I was like, no.
pardon the language if you listen live. I apologize. You sure your mouth's good, man? Yeah. Please check it and make sure it's all right, man. Because I apologize for that. Just reaching for my water to
Bruh.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it still works. It still works.
Still works.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, make sure. Yeah, if it don't work, holler at me, man.
It's sticky. It's
yeah,
sticky.
I replace
It's
it, man.
sticky now.
Well, it ain't no sugar in this, so.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
no-
right. It
it's
is
no-
just
yeah,
water.
it's
It's
one-
water.
it's 1 gram of
water.
sugar, so it should be all right.
Okay, it's all right there.
Dang, my bad. Yeah, at least it wasn't pop. That'd have been really bad.
That'd have been really bad. It'd have been all jacked up. It'd be real sticky situation.
But I'm just, they found the guy's little racist MAGA tweets online. Appropriately roasted him for it. And Russell was basically vindicated in the whole thing. The NBA needs to put fans away from the court.
No.
The NFL does it. National Hockey League, there's a freaking wall with glass there. Major League Baseball, there's a distance between the fans and the players. In the NBA, you can sit right next to the players on the bench.
That's a wonderful thing, man.
I've never done it.
That's and I say no only because I would like the chance to experience it before they actually, because I think we're actually going to have to head towards that way.
They need to.
Those tickets are expensive, but the whole fan interaction thing it's just become out of pocket right now, and especially the climate that we're in right now.
Yeah,
it's not a good thing. It's not a good look. Especially, I don't know what it is about Russell Westbrook that y'all feel the need that you can try this man.
Russ ain't the one.
Russ is not the one. When the little boy grabbed him, and he first turned around, when that little fan grabbed him and he first turned around, you could see Russ was getting ready, like, yo,
who's touching me?
What's up?
Then he saw the kid, like,
oh, okay.
But then he went and talked to the kid and his dad, like, yo, man,
you can't be doing that.
You fans need to stop thinking that ticket purchase allows you free reign to do and say whatever you want to do and say.
It doesn't.
At all.
It does not.
You need to stop with that. Number one, get that out of your head first before anything else. That ticket purchase does not give you free reign to do and say what you want to do and say with these players. Yeah, some heckling is okay. I don't really mind heckling that much. I've heckled, I've gone to, minor league baseball games, whatever, and I've heckled in good fun. I've heckled players, and
that's what you're supposed to do.
One of the coaching staff, one of the managers, one of the teams. I was going back and forth with him. It was all in good fun. He was laughing, all that. But it's like some of these people, especially in Utah, even Donovan Mitchell, like some of the things that he's heard. He plays for the Jazz. You don't have free reign to just do and say whatever you want to these players because you bought a ticket cost on the court. You paying $5,000 for a ticket does not give you free reign to do and say what you want to do.
And they feel that they're entitled to that, and I just don't understand
get it
why.
either.
I don't get it. Like the one video that they were tweeted, they found this video. You know how Twitter is an amazing thing because those people on Twitter, if you do anything
Got him.
remotely racist, they will find you. They will find your work. They will find your boss. They will tweet your boss website. They'll tweet the company website. So apparently there was some unreleased video of the Jazz fan again last year. This is like the third time that Russell's gotten into it with a Jazz fan. I remember the playoffs when he was walking off the court, and I don't know if the fan tried to grab him or whatever the case may be. Russell kind of jumped at him and everything. Apparently there was some unreleased video of some Jazz fan calling Russell boy. Now, I know, because we were going through Twitter. I was going through Twitter. I know there are some of our Caucasian brethren that what does that mean? Why is it not okay to call him a boy? Stop it.
It's not.
Stop.
Just know that it's not.
Just know it's not. If you don't know, I need you to go back and, read your history book.
Yeah.
Then you'll figure it out.
It's not okay.
So, and Russell, it was cool. Russell was fine with the interaction between them, the heckling, until he started calling him boy. And you can see the look on Russell's face like, really? Like, come on, man. So Russell gets the usher. I don't know if they ever did anything about it. I know now that the video's been released, that fan has been banned for life as well.
Good.
So I just, and
you people out there is trying to how really will Russell Westbrook. Da, da, da. Let me ask you a question. Do you really think that the Utah Jazz would ban this man from all arena events and have the owner come out there and publicly speak on behalf of the organization if they didn't have evidence? You know what kind of lawsuit they could open themselves up to if they did that? They have they have video evidence. They have eyewitness accounts of people who were there.
They have the fans that were sitting around him that were just like, "Yo, you getting out of pocket
and
now?"
he
like,
was
what
playing.
Are you doing?
He was playing mad innocent in that interview.
The video,
Oh yeah, the interview. Yeah, he was just we just had a little bit of fun. No, there wasn't no curse words.
That's
okay,
not fun. And I hate to keep bringing this up because it's so redundant because it's 2019. But I keep telling people this, yo. I understand that back in the day, y'all could do this to players, and players would just literally, take that Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar approach, like, oh, okay, we gonna silently take this, but we gonna be strong. You know what I'm saying?
No,
and don't get me wrong, that's fine, that's cool, cool with the way they did that. That's not us.
Not this generation.
That's not this generation. This generation, we don't care who you are. You gonna respect us. We don't have no problem with giving you respect as long as you give respect to us. And the moment that you disrespect us, it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a problem. And
Yep.
I see it. And this is something that I definitely want to get into. I wanted to get into it this show, but I just didn't have time to do the research and everything. I see it with the sports media and everything, the coverage that I don't want to necessarily call them racist, but they're so biased about it. Like, no. Just because, our forefathers and everything did it a certain way, you expect us to just basically what LeBron says, shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
That's not us.
Nope.
That's not us. So if you're going to come with some disrespect, just be prepared to get disrespected back.
Listen, these players, what people need, number one, and this, man, I hate this argument. Oh, I hate this argument. Get over it. You make millions. So because I make a lot of money, you can disrespect me?
I don't get that.
No, that ain't how it work. Before anything, but look, man, F this game, F this uniform, F that bank account. I'm a man first.
I don't understand that.
Because I make millions, you can just disrespect me and say whatever you want to me because I make a lot of money? Nah, bro. Where they do that at?
It seems to be geared only towards athletes and entertainers for some reason. I don't see you telling Jerry Jones, oh, well, you make billions of dollars, so I should be able to treat you. You don't do him like that. So why are you doing entertainers and athletes like that? If these people, I don't understand that I know that for us, because we can't do it at that level, it's a game for us.
Mm-hmm.
But these people have worked literally their whole entire lives to get to this point. This is a job for them. Now, granted, it's a job that they love to do, which everybody should, in life should experience. They should be working for something that they love to do, but it's still a job. They still come to work every day. They still get a paycheck. So I don't understand this notion that because you get paid this much, I can come disrespect you. Well, what if I came to your job and just started hitting papers and telling you how much you suck? Oh, you didn't file this paper correctly. I didn't do this. You didn't do that. You know what I mean? So I don't understand that notion that fans, for us it's a game, but for them it's a job. I don't understand how you don't understand that.
You don't understand that. I don't understand that either. And the same people that say that are the same people that they're the shut up and dribble crowd. Like, I don't understand why people think about entertainers. Because you have a certain profession, you can't have an opinion on politics or opinion on what's going on in the I might play professional basketball. I might be LeBron James, but I'm still an American citizen. What our government does affects me. I'm still an American citizen. It affects me. It affects my family. It affects my friends. Don't tell me that I can't have an opinion on it because I play professional basketball.
I swear that I promise you that I feel like that just started. I don't remember. Well, then again, I don't remember any of the old time athletes actually speaking up for anything. Like that.
Man,
like
I've
being
never
out in the media. Like, although I take that back because Muhammad Ali was Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or
and
Jim
so
Brown was Jim Brown.
Jim Brown, and even Even Bill Russell. Bill Russell did it too.
I wonder back in the day, did they actually tell? Because they'll tell you now, we don't want to hear that. We just want you to shut up and entertain us.
I don't think there has, since Muhammad Ali, there has not been an athlete in any professional sport of LeBron James' stature that will come out and openly speak on issues not only affecting the country as a whole, but affecting the community where he comes from. LeBron is not afraid to speak on issues that affect the black community.
He is not at all.
Michael Jordan never did that.
You know what the crazy thing is, and for somebody that loves basketball and appreciates basketball, it sometimes it bothers me. But somebody that appreciates life and everything that goes on in the world and everything that LeBron does, LeBron realizes that basketball is just a game. And no matter...
And people knock him for that, and I don't understand why.
No matter, because you can tell with Kobe and Mike, basketball was life and death for them.
Yep.
You could tell. They were in that gym doing whatever. I'm going to win at any cost. I'm going to do this. LeBron is like, man, I'm about to get this money. I'm about to affect real change.
Yep.
I'm trying to get my people together.
Thank you,
I'm trying
Phil.
to get my people together, and
Thank
I
you.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
I know it drives people crazy for some reason that our basketball players, that our athletes should just be about the game and entertaining us. But that he's a person, and the thing that I saw today, not to switch subjects or anything.
No,
but
we good. Keep on.
the Stephen A. Smith tweeted out this tweet, and he said, a lot of NBA fans and a lot of NBA owners have a problem with LeBron because LeBron is telling the younger generation, we control our own careers.
Yep.
We control our own destinies. There wouldn't be an NBA without us.
Without us.
Period. As much as people want to say, well, the owners put up the money, we don't come to the games to see the owners play.
They're not coming
Nobody
to see.
comes to see.
No, they're not coming to see the Bus family and Magic Johnson. They're coming to see LeBron.
So LeBron has instilled this in even in football. I've seen it with him when he sat down with Antonio Brown, and he was just like, that's all you getting paid, brother. Like, I just got a guaranteed $100 and whatever it was $1 million contract. You only getting $20 million for the abuse that you put up and I put up with, really? And
people hate that,
and they do.
They hate that.
And Stephen A. Smith said that he was like, it's a lot of NBA owners and people that are in the NBA that want to see LeBron fail in LA just for that simple reason. And I sat there and I read the comments from the fans, and they were just like, well, Jordan would have never done that. Jordan was all about basketball.
Jordan was a
blah,
coward.
Blah, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, really? So y'all are downplaying this man, even in the NBA circles. Like, it bothers me that it feels like I don't want to slay a slave mentality because, they're getting paid, but it almost seems like that. Like, what bothers you so much about these young black men controlling their own destiny?
Some people, it frightens them. For some people, they equate it to the inmates running the asylum.
Dude, I just heard that literally on CBS Sports Radio. Some guy called in, and he was just going off on Antonio Brown. The inmates are running the asylum, and him and the producer, they were going, they were agreeing with each other, and then they came to the conclusion that this was going to be the end of the NFL because these players are going to ruin the league because they're going to do this, and they shouldn't be about themselves. They should be about the team. And I'm just like,
bruh.
what?
And honestly, who else? Man, number one, I hate to see brothers hating on LeBron James, man. I hate to see brothers playing on LeBron,
especially about that issue. I don't care if you don't like him with what he does on the basketball court.
Yep.
The fact that y'all are still banging on this man because he cares more about life after basketball, because he cares more about his community, because he cares more about what brother do you know literally took all of his people, all of his friends, and drug them up from poverty. He didn't just give them things. He said, "Oh no, you're going to work for this,"
and didn't go the hammer route and then end up going broke because of it. He kept
built
building
an empire, gave them jobs.
Rob Parker said that LeBron James ruined the NBA. How? How is LeBron James? Because why? Because people like Kevin Durant are too soft to stay and fight it out with Golden State.
No, I
LeBron.
think,
I'm sorry if I just want to say it real quick before I forget it, before it goes out of my head.
no, go ahead.
LeBron James going to Miami and teaming up with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade did not ruin the NBA.
No.
All of these men are grown. They can make their own decisions. All of them could do the same thing Damian Lillard said, no, I'm good here in Portland. I'm going to build something here in Portland. Kevin Durant could have said, you know what? I'm going to build something. I'm going to build a championship team here in Oklahoma City. These guys are grown. They can make their own decisions. They all cash big paychecks. They can all make the same decision that Damian Lillard did and say, you know what? I'm good. I don't need to go team up with somebody else. I'm going to do it here in Portland. So because LeBron did it and everybody else want to play monkey see, monkey do, LeBron ruin the NBA. These are all grown men.
But they don't
have to do that.
I don't think it's the monkey see, monkey do. I think it's, we see that we finally have the control of that we always needed. Could you imagine?
I was so disappointed in Rob for that.
I you know what? And I hate to say this because I hate downing brothers and everything, but Rob Parker and Jason Whitlock for Fox Sports are some of the most disappointing brothers I have
Fox
ever
Sports,
seen.
And it's crazy because
but here's the thing: Marcellus and Chris Broussard, I watched the show.
Shannon Sharp.
I watched the show literally where they had Jason Whitlock and he was just clowning Russell Westbrook and clowning LeBron, they were just looking at him like, "Yo, what? What are you talking about?"
Look how Whitlock talks about Colin Kaepernick. That's all you need to know about Jason Whitlock. Look how Whitlock talks about Colin Kaepernick.
It is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm just like, how are you even remote before you are anything? You are a black man. Yep. And before you are a black man, all those people around you and everything at Fox Sports, you a nigga. Yeah. Excuse my language. But if you don't think that's not what they think of you, especially at Fox, you tripping. For real.
I don't get it, man. And I don't understand how, and it's funny, man, because, he would never remember this, but when I was an intern at WDFN in Detroit back in 1999, Rob Parker was there at WDFN. I've talked to and met Rob Parker on numerous occasions at remote because I was intern in promotion. So, I met and talked to Rob Parker on numerous occasions. Good dude. I don't get. I just hate to see brothers down in LeBron James for what are really petty reasons. Like there's a you guys know the group I'm talking about on Facebook, and the one dude was like, and this dude is actually. He's actually six step for LeBron and everything, but he's like, come on, man. Those Akron dudes. Oh, here's the thing that I hate from brothers in Cleveland that they say he repped Akron. He never repped Cleveland. He repped Akron. He's from Akron.
Dumbass.
I never understood that. I don't get it.
Them Akron dudes don't mess with us, and we don't mess with them. What?
Why?
How that mentality right there is why we never get ahead as brothers, as a community. Them Akron dudes don't mess with us and we don't mess with them. Why not? Because he lives in he's from Akron.
Is he not supposed to rep Akron?
If you are born and raised in Cleveland,
you rep Cleveland,
and you move to Phoenix, you gonna rep harder for Phoenix than you will for Cleveland? I don't understand that. It's like what are you talking about? He's from Akron. He should rep for his hometown. He should do for his hometown. Those are the people that got him to where he are today. Those are people that rep for him when he was broke and didn't have a damn thing. Those are the people that helped him see him through. He should rep for Akron. That's where he's from.
He built the freaking school.
Why would you expect him to rep harder for Cleveland than he does for Akron?
I don't know. Because they're stupid. Because they're stupid.
That's why we never get ahead, man. Because we don't know when to unify, and when we unify, it ain't that tough. It seems like. I just don't get it, man. I don't get it at all.
I don't know. that whole. It was just something that I wanted to bring up because the narrative that I was seeing with this whole Russell Westbrook thing in the media, and then I went back and then the whole LeBron thing, and now with Stephen A. Smith tweeting that, it amazes me to see the venom that people have for a young black man just taking control of his own life.
And honestly, that's just imperfect. People honestly think that number one, people think that all these professional athletes are stupid. They think they're all just dumb jocks. They don't know anything. They don't pay attention to the world around them. And that's not the case. A lot of these guys are really, really smart. Let me just say this about Michael Jordan. We were talking about LeBron. As a basketball player, Michael Jordan gets all the respect in the world from me. Now, I've never met Michael Jordan personally. I'm just going by what I'm seeing and things that I remember, or should I say don't remember Michael Jordan ever doing. To me, Michael Jordan was a coward when it came to that kind of stuff.
I agree.
Michael Jordan was a complete coward. Michael Jordan was the most recognizable face literally on earth at his prime, at his height. He was the most recognizable face on earth, period. It was Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan never. Now, I'm not saying Michael Jordan never did anything for black people, because I know Michael Jordan behind the scenes made some donations and stuff like that, but Michael Jordan never came out and said anything about anything ever. Michael Jordan stayed in his place. Like that or not, Jordan fans, Michael Jordan stayed in his place. That's what he did.
Republicans buy shoes too.
Michael Jordan stayed in his place. LeBron James is not. He's like, nah, I know. My place is trying to help get my people to a better position. My place is speaking out on things that I see that affect our community. Now, does he have to speak about everything? No. He and people, including Tamir's mother, were mad because he didn't really speak on Tamir Rice. He said, you know what? When they asked him about it, he said, you know what? I don't really know too much about it, so I can't. It's unfortunate, but I can't really speak on it because I don't know too much about it. And we got mad at LeBron for deciding to not speak out of ignorance. It's like the man, damned if he does, right. Damned if he doesn't.
And I don't. Everybody's like I applaud the man because he's a strong man. Because if at this point, if I was LeBron James, I'd just pack up and leave. Yeah, I'm gone.
History,
because I'm so sick of the whole narrative that whatever he does is wrong. You shoot, you're wrong. You don't shoot, you're wrong. You speak, you're wrong. You don't speak, you're wrong. What do you want from the man?
History will be kind to LeBron James, but that usually happens later. LeBron James, and then I'll wrap it up. It's like Muhammad Ali. History will be kind. History was kind to Muhammad Ali well after he was done doing. History will be kind to LeBron James in the future. I promise you that. All right, we're gonna go ahead take a break and then get to the second hour. Eli's name of the song.
The name of the song is called High Sky by Rouge Beats. This is the Quad Brothers Sports Show on One Unit Media Network.
Welcome back to the show. All right, man. So before we go any further, I want to send out a special congrats. I want to send a big shout out of love and respect to the Buffalo Bulls, man, for winning the MAC championship last night. Appreciate that. You know,
show you're right.
Good job. Buffalo beat Bowling Green. Good job. Good job, Buffalo.
I was rooting. I was hoping y'all was gonna pull it out. Y'all kept it close.
Yeah,
it was a good game. It was a real good game. I thought y'all had a chance.
You know what? Shout out to Bowling Green Hockey. They actually made it to the championship as well.
The tournament?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
BG Hockey. All right, man. So let's.
I'm sorry. It was just so funny
I
because I was waiting. I was like, boy, if they win the MAC tournament, that's all we go hear.
I was gonna say because he was texting pretty tough last night, and I forgot about the game. I just happened to be looking at our Twitter feed and I saw the retweet. I was like, oh,
dude,
so
I was in the movie theater with my mom. You know, I took her to see Captain Marvel. Right?
Okay,
and. I mean, I already seen it before. I just took her.
Was it good? Please.
Yeah, it was good. It was
good?
real
Okay.
good. It was real good. So I'm in the theater. I'm refreshing the score. Bleacher Report.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting there watching. I was like, oh, okay, they might got a chance. And then I don't know what I turned it to. I forgot about it. And then I saw your tweet. I was like, oh.
Damn.
Oh, well.
All right, man. So I'm seriously so sick of this organization, man. I am, as a fan, I am really, 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 really tired of the Dolans. I'm tired of these dudes. Every damn year they're talking about we're losing money and we need you show up and then we'll spend money if you show up. That ain't how it works, Mr. Dolan. That's not how it works. Oh, if you show up, we'll spend money. No. They do this every single season.
I mean, you know me. I'm the baseball guy, and you know, yeah. The Dolan. Yeah, I mean, he got to sell the team or something, man.
You know where I am? I'm at the point where I don't even know whether to admire this part of this story or clown the Dolan.
Yeah, I would clown on me.
So here's the thing. Here's how this article starts. I'm at a crossroads where I don't know whether to clown Paul Dolan for this or admire Paul Dolan for this. Here's how the article starts. This is a article on MLB.com written by Anthony Castro Vince. Here's how it starts. Phillies owner John Middleton flew his private jet back and forth from Las Vegas as part of discussions that resulted in a $330 million pact with Bryce Harper. Indians owner Paul Dolan flew to spring training on Southwest Airlines, and he was in the C group.
No, ain't no respect for that. You getting clown for that. You a bad clown for that. You a clown for that.
I just look, man.
That's not frugal. That's just you cheap.
Here's the things. Here's the things about the old. And here's what Dolan said. Quote, different worlds, Dolan said. Our experience is different than theirs. It's okay. Philadelphia is a bigger market, and they have bigger resources. We know that, end quote. I'm so tired of hearing these people complain about their money. Somebody show me what Paul Dolan driving. Somebody show me what kind of house Paul Dolan living in. I don't want to hear about the money, Paul Dolan. I don't want to hear about it. And the Indians have not had according to this article, the Indians have not had a top 10 payroll in Major League Baseball since 2002. So their goal is outperforming payroll.
Isn't that around the time that he bought the team, man?
2001. So
yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Cleveland has the fourth. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's what's so frustrating about it. Cleveland has the fourth most wins in the AL since '03. Going back to the time that they dropped into the lower third in payroll rankings, they have the fourth most wins in the American League. And during the Terry Francona era, going back to 2013, they had 58 more wins than any other AL club. I just, as a fan, ownership like this is really, really frustrating. Is it any wonder that the Knicks are in such disarray? Are they all related? James Dolan, Paul?
Yes, they're related. Yes.
Okay. I'm sick and tired of hearing about the money, man. I'm sick and tired of hearing about what money you don't have.
This is the thing that pisses me off about the article. So, quote, the reality is we lose money almost every year, and we've lost a lot the last few years, end quote. It's the nature of our business. We've owned the team for 20 years and never taken a penny out of it. There are rare times when we make money, we reinvest it in the team.
When?
That's fine. Okay, I don't believe you, but that's fine. Another quote, it's a larger community issue about population growth and economics. Our fans are just as passionate as fans elsewhere. There just aren't as many of them, end quote. Pause. Stop. You're bull crapping. You are so full of crap. If you don't think, now granted, I believe that because the Browns were gone, yes, there was a period that the Browns were gone. Yes, that's why we sold out 450 whatever consecutive games. But if you think that these fans will not spend money and come down if you actually invest in the team, if we know that you're actually there for us. I mean, look at the cat. Granted, I can't stand Dan Gilbert because I think he makes terrible basketball decisions. But you know what that man is? He's invested in this community, and he invests in this team.
Right.
This is why when there was cause for talent, he swallowed his pride as much as I know it hurt him.
Killed him to do that.
To go ahead and try to re-sign LeBron. He knew if he brought LeBron back that his team would be a moneymaker. They sold out every single – I don't want to hear this argument that, oh, there's not a lot of people in Cleveland. Oh, people in Cleveland don't spend money. That's bull crap. There's nothing else to do in this city.
Yep. And that man, Dan Gilbert, if I'm not mistaken, that man paid $75 million in luxury tax fees. He was way over there. He spent a lot of money on the NBA luxury tax. He spent at least it was anywhere. Maybe it was somewhere between 50 and 70. I know it was at least $50 million that he spent on the luxury tax. Here's my and I'll say this one thing in the Dolan's defense. I can certainly remember very recently the Indians being division champions and there's still not being people down and the Progressive Field still not being full. But I'll tell you this: if you to say, "Oh, there just aren't that many fans here," that's a lie. Cleveland will come down if you show that you can run with the big dogs. Cleveland will show up at your stadium and fill it. They just will. But I'll tell you this, you better get with it. Because you're still third in line.
You are.
Behind the Browns, and now the Browns just got Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh, you definitely behind now.
Mm-hmm.
You way behind the Browns, and I think it's a toss-up between the Cavs and the Indians. I really do.
Here's another thing that I feel like the Dolans have alienated themselves from the community. Dan Gilbert, as terrible an owner that he is, people appreciate Dan Gilbert. Jimmy Haslam, for as terrible as an owner that he has been, although he seems to have gotten out his own way now, he came in and ingratiated himself and ingratiated the Browns into the community. I don't know what it is with the Dolans. It just seems like they have taken the Indians from the community. You guys remember when the Indians would do meet and greets down at the Galleria? Yeah. They would do meet and greets everywhere. The Indians were everywhere. Dick Jacobs was everywhere. John Hart was everywhere. The Dolans are just like, screw the community. Give us your money. We're going to keep your money. We're not going to put it back into the team. So I don't understand this whole notion that you think that there's nobody in Cleveland that can afford
It's a lie.
to come to an Indians game. If we can pay literally and I mean literally hundreds of dollars to go to Browns games,
Mm-hmm.
you think we can't come buy a $20 or $30 ticket to come see the Indians if you actually appreciated the community that you're in? You don't.
Paul, listen, man. I'm gonna tell you something right now, Paul. There is one thing that will never, ever, 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 ever go over well in this city, and it's a millionaire talking about how much money he's losing. The people in this city don't give a damn about that. We don't care.
Not one.
We don't care.
Not one.
We just wanted to win a team.
We will put a winner out there.
But here's my thing. What is the point? I don't understand what the point of these owners. Like I get it. It's a business. I understand that you want to make money. But at some point, don't you think you need to be competitive? Don't you want to win a championship? Don't you have a competitive champion?
I was gonna say that, Eli. Scared money don't make money.
Don't you have a competitive bone in your body? I don't understand. Like these dudes, they are high rollers. I know they're multi-billionaires, and I don't know how much Paul Dolan is worth. I don't even think it's that. I had to look that up. But at some point, don't you want to compete? I don't get that. Like you look at Mark Cuban, you look at Dan Gilbert, you look at Jerry Jones, and they're not. Jerry Jones isn't even the richest owner in the NFL. He's like number 20 something.
It's like, here's my thing, and look, and I'll say this in context. Yes, it's easy for us to say what the Dolan should spend because it's not our money and we're not looking at the books and all that kind of stuff. But what needs to happen is when you have a run like 2016, when you go to the World Series and you lose it the way you lose it, that next offseason should be, you know what, we might need this or this or this. We're like a piece, maybe two pieces away from a championship. Let's go out and get a big gun and bring them in here, and we'll pay them. But that's going to pay off in the long run because we're going to be competitive. People are going to come down. And if we make another World Series run and we win it,
that was it. That was it. Our window from 2015 to – and the window closed. It closed for me last year.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it. We are not competitive in the way they've slashed payroll. That window right there was the perfect opportunity to just to go all in. Add a couple – all we needed was a couple bats. That's it. We had the defense. We had the rotation. We had the chemistry. All you needed to do was add a couple bats. So I'm looking at this right here. So the payroll for 2017, 2018 were $124 million, $134 million, respectively, and everything. That's fine. And they say the payroll would have gone north to $200 million if they had added anybody or kept everybody around and everything. Opening day payroll right now is $116 million.
How can anybody read that article and seriously think that they're going to re-sign Francisco Lindor? I mean, honestly, how can you read that article and say, oh yeah, Frankie's staying. Yeah, Frankie's going to stay. He's not. That's not how the Dolans operate. They don't sign players to $300 million contracts. They don't sign players to $200 million contracts. If you read that article and you still think that Francisco Lindor is going to be a Cleveland Indian when his contract is up or right before his contract is up, you are crazy. It's not happening. It's not happening. And I hate to say it because I like having Francisco Lindor as a member of the Cleveland Indians. I like seeing 12 out there. It ain't happening. You know, Mr. Dolan, I'm as an Indians fan, I'm begging you, I'm imploring to you, just sell, man, just sell, because you can't run with the big dogs, okay? You just can't. Here's why I say he can't. You don't have the guts, Mr. Dolan, to run with the big dogs. Scared money don't make money.
The Indians are losing money. Team is not rebuilding. We lose money almost every year.
But again, Paul, we don't want to hear that. We don't give a damn. We don't want to hear that. Okay? We don't want to hear that.
But here,
Somebody tomorrow's getting ready to get up at about 3:00 in the morning, go to some factory where it's hot and dirty inside, work a 12-hour shift, and come home, eat some dinner, maybe take a shower, go to bed, and get back up at 3 a.m. on Tuesday and do it again. We don't want to hear about how much money you losing.
here's the thing, though. Here's how I know either you're A, lying, or you're B, stupid, and you shouldn't own a team anyway. You say that you have not made money in years, that you haven't made any money virtually since you bought the team. So why do you still own the team then? What smart business person that you know will lose money for basically 20 years and still keep a hold of that asset?
Let me ask another question. If you've been losing money every single season, Paul, how'd you make all the upgrades, bruh? How'd you make all the renovations, bruh? Huh? You put the corner in. You put bars in the stadium and all that. How'd you? If you're losing money, Paul, how'd you make the renovations, bruh? How'd you do it? I'm no economics major, so I'm asking seriously. If you're losing money every year, how you make the reservations to the stadium? I want to know that. I need to know that. Maybe some math or economics major can explain to me. But if you're losing money every single year, how you make the renovations, bro?
Not only that, sponsorships also, rule.
Yeah.
How much is Progressive paying you to have their naming rights? Or
That's a good question. I don't know.
I mean, look, I get it, man. You gotta pay the players. You gotta pay every single staff member from your GM on down to the guy that cleans the toilets. You gotta pay the city taxes on Progressive Field, and I get all that. There's a lot of finances, a lot of expenses that come with owning a professional baseball team.
Yeah, it's no. Well, I can't find anything on Paul Dolan.
His net worth.
Yeah, but I know Charles Dolan is worth $5.5 billion.
Yeah, he's rich. He doesn't have any problem with spending money. His problem is he's an idiot. That's his problem.
No, wait. James Dolan is the guy that owns the Knicks. Who's Charles Dolan?
Right. Yeah.
James Dolan owns the Knicks.
Yeah, who's Charles Dolan then?
Oh,
Yeah, James
Dolan. I know
owns the
they're
Knicks.
related.
I was about to say.
I gotta prove myself for that. Yeah.
But now, and then I'll say this about James Dolan. James Dolan is in New York City. And I get it. There's difference in markets, man. James Dolan's in New York City. The Cavaliers are the Indians are in Cleveland. I understand that. But listen, man, that's not, as fans, that's not our problem. I'm not, and it does. And the fans aren't totally without blame, because when the Indians were winning and being competitive, they still weren't filling up the stadium. But I am not coming down there to watch crappy crappy baseball. I'm not.
Yo, I please, this cannot be true. This has to be fake. This has to be fake. So I just typed it in, Paul Dolan net worth. Why does it say Paul Dolan's net worth is $1.4 million? That has to be.
That can't be.
That
real.
has to be. That has to be false.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe that.
That has to be false.
Look, man, just sell it. Just sell the team, bro. Why are you holding on so hard to this? Just sell the team. You obviously can't run with the big dogs. Sell the team to somebody like Mark Cuban, even Dan Gilbert. I'd take Dan Gilbert over the Dolans.
Really?
In
Yes.
a heartbeat.
Because I know Dan Gilbert's going to spend some money.
Wouldn't that be it's considered a monopoly?
No, he can own. There's no
Yeah,
bylaw. I don't believe there's any bylaws that say he can't own.
There's a few families. There's a few people that own multiple teams.
I can't. I don't say that. I don't think there's any bylaw that says he can't own a Major League Baseball team and a NBA team if he's
I
got
would
the money.
take Mark Cuban as a.
Definitely.
I would take Mark Cuban in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Just sell it, man. Just sell it, bro. Just sell it.
I'm trying to find our ownership group because I know and you know what the crazy thing? We had a minority owner. That might be his net worth. That really might be his net worth.
Right.
Let me find that. Hold on.
Then you know what? Paul, get out. Get out the game, bro. Get out of the game. You're like that slow cornerback that's getting beaten like a rented mule by the All-Pro receiver. Get out the game. if you can't run with the big dogs, step aside and let somebody come in here who's willing to do.
So apparently, it's him and his two brothers. Is Larry Dolan, who is the principal owner.
Mm-hmm.
He's a retired attorney. There's Paul Dolan, and then he is the CEO, executive officer. Excuse me, the control person of the team. And then there's Matt Dolan, which I've never even heard.
I never heard of Matt Dolan either.
But they're all three of them are attorneys. Like, okay, I love you, and no disrespect to attorney money, because that hell of a lot better than the money that I'm making right now.
Right.
But you're an attorney.
I was thinking that too. Like, how is he?
You all three of you are attorneys.
How do he stack paper like that?
How do you have this much money? It takes you. I keep telling people you should have to have a certain amount of money to buy a franchise.
Yep.
You have to be a billionaire. Not a millionaire, not 100 millionaire, a billionaire.
Yeah, you need to be something, because I can't.
There's no reason why these three should. You guys are attorneys. There's no reason why you should have this team.
They saw the mid '90s, and they thought it was going to be like that forever. And then they got into the game and realized, oh damn, Jim Thome wants X amount of dollars. And the Phillies have it, and we don't. Oh, maybe Jim will just take a $20 million pay cut to stay here with. No. Oh, damn. Manny Ramirez wants X amount of dollars. Maybe Manny Ramirez. No. Oh, damn. Cliff Lee wants X amount of dollars.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Richard Jacobs and Dick Jacobs, as much as I love him, he wasn't booming like that.
Right.
He didn't have all that money, but he was an American businessman, and he was a real estate developer. That sounds like a billionaire to me.
Yep.
Or at least close. The fact that you all three are retired attorneys does not sound like anywhere near that you should be owning a baseball team.
They can't.
Period.
They can't play the game. They just can't. They can't play the game. They don't hire, and honestly, if you need to be like the Milwaukee Brewers. If you're going to be in a small market, you better make damn sure your scouting department is A+.
Right.
Keep that farm system stocked. You have fresh, good players coming up from the minors. You need to make sure you keep that farm system like on point. They can't run with the big dogs. Please sell this team.
Okay.
As a fan, I can't. I'm tired of hearing the same.
I'm pulling this up, and I've only got 20 here. So how many MLB teams are there?
30.
30.
Okay,
I want to say 30.
So we're gonna miss quite a few here, but I'm looking. You guys go ahead, keep talking, but I'm looking.
No, I mean, I pretty much said what I got. They can't compete. They can't deal with it. They can't run with the big dogs anymore. Get out of the game. Okay? You're in over your heads. We all can see that you're in over your heads. You know you're in over your head.
You know, it's funny.
Go ahead.
In
Go ahead.
2011, I was an intern for the Cleveland Indians in their corporate partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
And within that department, they made more money than any other department. Then I mean, first when I was just going around the ballpark, the ball game was going on. Somebody saw me in suit. Somebody saw me in a badge and said, "Hey, why don't you tell your owner to stop, pissing around and actually sell this team?"
Yep.
And it's not only one person told me. It told me a couple of people told me that.
Now, I know, who was the last small market team to actually win the World Series?
Looking.
Yeah.
See exactly. I want to say, was it Kansas City?
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Kansas City.
I think you're right.
Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City, 2015.
Okay, so that was the last small market team to win the World Series.
I mean, look
who
at
who won it? Who was the last one to win it? the last one to win it before them.
I mean, unless you want it is. Would you count Houston isn't a small market?
No.
That's like
No,
a medium-sized market,
no.
ain't it?
Houston's second
That's-
largest.
yeah.
Houston is
Let's see. Kansas
second.
City.
Houston is top 5 medium market.
San
size.
Francisco's not a small market either, is it?
St. Louis is not either.
I was
No,
gonna say,
St. Louis can be considered
gonna
middle.
say St.
Louis
St.
can be
Louis
considered
in
middle of the road.
2006.
In market size, St. Louis can be considered that.
St. Louis in 2006. You might want to consider Florida, but then again, they spent
That's Miami, though.
they spent all the money
Yeah.
that they needed to, and then
Yep.
see that's what I don't understand. They spent all the money they needed to, and once they got the World Series ring, they tore it down.
Offloaded. And
They
then
tore
rebu-
it down,
did
and they
again.
rebuilt it
And they
again.
rebuilt it again.
They saw the
Yep.
opportunity to go for it. They went for it. They won the World Series. Cool, tear it down.
I would not be upset if that's how the Indians did it.
Not at all.
They spend the money, they get rid of the players, and then every few years or so they win the World Series. I would not be disappointed whatsoever if the Indians did it that
Well,
way.
you know that it wasn't in the 90s because Anaheim's not a small market either. Arizona, Phoenix,
Yeah, Phoenix is a small market.
2001,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
then before that, you have to go back to 91 when Minnesota and then Cincinnati
Right.
because you
Yep.
know that was the
Yeah.
the Yankees
Yeah.
run and everything. So yeah,
I would if the Indians did it like the Marlins did it, I would not be disappointed in that. I'll take a championship every 4 or 5
Or
years.
how the Diamondbacks did in 2001.
Yep.
Look at their minor league system. Let me tell you something. The Arizona Diamondbacks came in this league in 1998.
Wow. Yeah, they did.
Then, what 99,
No, no.
2000?
No, wait.
They came in the league.
Was it 98?
It was 1998. That's what their expansion
Okay.
season was. Came in about 3 years later.
2001 is when they won it, yeah.
2001. They was added Craig Counsell, Luis Gonzalez, Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling.
Yep.
And then 2002, 2003, 2004, after that, they broke it all down, rebuilt their farm.
That's
farm
what we're going to
system.
have to do here, but do we have to see
so I can't understand how they were able to buy a baseball team. I'm sitting here, I'm looking because I went through the top 20. They're not even in the top 20 as far as making money is concerned.
You
and
know
everything.
how much he bought the team for, right?
What?
$300 million.
Okay. So, and I'm looking through all these owners and everything. They're all billionaires. They're all businessmen. They're all in real estate. And I'm just like, you're a retired lawyer. Your father is a retired lawyer. You and your brother are lawyers. How did you come up with the money to buy a team? And how did you think that this team was going to function?
Yep.
You're a millionaire.
Yep.
It doesn't even look like you're a multi-million, like not even hundreds of millions of dollars. You're a millionaire. Why are you buying a baseball team?
I don't get it. I do not get it. Don't get it. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Last half hour of the show, we'll freestyle. We'll chop it up. We'll probably talk a little tournament. And you know how we do. So, Eli, take us out.
All right, the name of the song is called Hammer by Chucky Beats. This is the Quad Brothers Sports Show on One Unity Media Network.
Yep. All right, welcome back to the show. I like that I finally have somebody I can talk F1 with. That's, you know what I'm saying? I like that.
Man,
like that.
I'm not even gonna lie, because when you first brought it up, I was like F1. Like, you watch Formula One? Like, I've never.
I'm
like,
not even hip.
I
bro.
knew,
You need to get hip, Eli.
Yeah.
You
I
need
knew like Mario Andretti and all that. I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
But, bruh, first of all, I played the game. The game is fantastic. So that's
Was it
what
on
really.
Xbox or
It's on Xbox.
I had mine for PlayStation.
Xbox, well, I got Xbox One. So you can get on either
what's
one.
it called?
F1
F1
2018.
2018.
F1 2018.
Fantastic. Second of all, so I played the game, and then the documentary, I saw it on Netflix. I
documentary.
was like, okay, well, let me watch this, bruh. I'll tell you, F1. That was literally like, usually I'll attempt to watch racing. Like, I'll watch NASCAR briefly. I'll turn it off and on and off and on, bruh. When I say I was glued to the screen watching this race, these cars are literally going like 200 and something miles an hour around this track, and it's not just
city streets.
It's not like just a little loop that they have on NASCAR and everything. These drivers are skilled, and the engineering and the science that goes behind actually building these cars, it's ridiculous.
You know what you need to do? Because I went this past summer. The NHRA.
Oh
National
yeah,
Hot Rod
I like drag racing too.
I went to Norwalk.
Mm-hmm.
And my boy Donald, he took me out there. I said, man, like, these cars, like, I couldn't believe my eyes, like, how fast these cars are literally going down strip. So I might be going again.
I like drag racing too, but here's the number one. If you're gonna watch a Formula One race, watch Monaco. That race right there. I mean, when you think about the speed of these cars, and they're driving through city streets, uphill and around curves, and
crazy
city streets.
Yes,
they race in city streets.
They block off the city
really?
streets. Yes,
they race through the streets of Monaco.
It's crazy.
And they race through the streets in Baku in Azerbaijan that has the tightest turn in Formula One. Like, it's literally the turn at the Baku City Circuit in the Formula One. You come down, like, you come around the curve, you come up this little strip. It's not far, and then you have to make this real sharp turn. I don't even know how they do it, to be perfectly honest. I have no idea how they do it. Here's what I love best about Formula One. Number one, there isn't one track. They race 21 races. There isn't one track. Why do I hear a car horn? Is that somebody outside? It must be somebody outside. Yeah. Okay, so there is. I just kind of caught me off guard. There isn't one track in Formula One that is just an oval like you see in NASCAR. Mm-hmm. There are no track, or IndyCar. You see that in IndyCar too. There are no tracks like that. There are left turns, right turns, and straights, and hills, and and descents. They race through the city streets in Monaco, in Baku in Azerbaijan, and in Singapore. Singapore is dope, man. The Formula One Singapore race, number one, they race through the city streets. And if you've ever seen downtown Singapore, be it daytime or whatever, downtown Singapore is like, I've never been there, but I've seen it. It's crazy. But they race at night through downtown Singapore. Come on, son. Singapore's off the chain. And if it rains, get the wets.
We don't stop.
We don't stop.
You know how NASCAR
they race
they stop
the
raining.
rain.
Yeah, caution flag. Nah, ain't none of that.
They have two sets of rain tires. Intermediates when it's raining, but it's not super hard, or so they have the intermediates, and then the full wets, where these racing tires are grooved like the tires on your car. They have treads on them, and they just race in the rain. Imagine going 200 miles an hour or 150 miles an hour, and the car's in front of you, and you got the mist coming up from the car in front of you. I don't even know how they do it. To me, Formula One is the best form of racing on this planet, period, point blank.
Oh, you're going to piss off a lot of Americans with that.
Sorry, but it is.
But it is,
it's better than NASCAR.
It's so much better than NASCAR.
The only thing that I don't like about Formula One is that there's not enough parity for me. Because your top three teams are Ferrari, Mercedes, and Red Bull. And then in the middle, you got Haas, McLaren, Renault, and maybe Toro Rosso. Then towards the bottom, you got Sauber and Williams and those kind of teams.
Are any black drivers in Formula One?
Lewis Hamilton is a
Lewis Hamilton
five-time world champion.
Ridiculous.
He's from
and
Britain, but he's
good.
black.
Yeah, he's black. That's why I try not to root for him because I'm like, dude, you dominating everything. But I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, brother.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
Right. Lewis Hamilton is a four or five-time world champion, I believe, and he's black. He's from Britain.
Racing for Mercedes.
He's from Mercedes.
I can't believe it because you're right. And I went back and I looked at the history. And if you want, I could pull it up. Hold on. You look at the history of Formula One and their winners.
Yeah.
It's like worse than NBA.
Monaco is like the
terrible.
sixth race on the schedule. If you ever get a chance, man, watch that race. I mean, they are literally and here's the thing about the circuit. They've been racing Monaco since the 50s and it hasn't changed. They run the same circuit today that they ran in the 50s when they first started racing there.
All right, so the championships are divided by team and driver. So Mercedes has won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight team championships.
Mm-hmm.
5. Lewis Hamilton has won 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Before Mercedes, there was a run from Red Bull from 2010 to 2013.
Yep.
Before that, Braun. I don't even know who's Braun.
I remember Braun.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember him.
And then
Yeah.
Ferrari, Renault.
Renault, yep.
Yep. Ferrari from 99 to 2004. And then there was a brief moment of parity. McLaren, Williams.
Oh, yeah. No. Here's the thing. Back in the day, like in the 80s and 90s, Williams was the dominant team in Formula One.
Benton, Williams.
Yeah.
And then McLaren and Williams kept trading off.
McLaren and Williams are legendary in Formula One. These are not just some upstart teams. There is a lot of legendary history behind McLaren and Williams in Formula One. These are not just some run-of-the-mill team. These are legendary, iconic teams in Formula One.
I can't believe McLaren has fallen off so hard. I'm just sitting
I can't
there.
believe Williams has.
Here's the crazy thing, though. I knew McLaren before I actually started watching
Right.
Formula One because McLaren makes some. Have you ever seen McLaren sports cars before? Man, you want to. People talk about luxury. They talk about Lamborghinis and Ferraris. No, you want a luxury sports car.
Get a
You need to
McLaren.
go check out a McLaren because
Yep.
oh my God,
Yep.
they blow Lamborghinis and Ferraris out the water.
If you remember MTV Cribs, Wyclef was on and he had a McLaren. It was a one-seater, like you sit in the middle of the car.
Yep.
He had a McLaren sports car. It's just to me, there's no other form of racing on this planet that can top Formula One. They race in the rain, no matter where the race is. If it's raining, break out the intermediates and the wets, and we're gonna go racing.
These things expensive, bruh.
The cars?
Yeah.
The Formula One cars?
No, just
Oh,
the
McLarens?
McLarens. Like $200,000.
Yeah, they're expensive. For a good Formula One car, just for a Formula One car, period, you're probably looking at about $4 million. They're that technologically advanced. That's why I cringe anytime I see one wreck them because you're like, oh my God, man.
Oh, and they crashes, man.
Mm-hmm.
They crashes is
Yeah.
something else. Like I thought NASCAR crashes were bad. Like first of all, because NASCAR you're in a covered vehicle.
Right.
F1
Right.
you're an open wheel vehicle.
Right.
So
And until a couple of years ago, they didn't have that halo on there. Until a couple of years ago, they just started that.
that's crazy.
They just started the halo a couple of years ago. So I don't know. Just for me, that's I enjoy Formula One racing. I think it's the best racing on the planet.
You done got me to enjoy it too. I
Telling
stayed
you,
up.
man.
I was up.
I
It
don't
was
know. Yeah,
it was
yeah,
1
yeah.
o'clock in the morning. The race started at 1
You're
in the
gonna
morning.
have to because they don't race here until like the 18th race of the season. It's here in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
It's
if you're
on the
gonna
other
watch
side
it,
of
you're
the
gonna have to
world.
be up late because they're on the other side of the planet. Yeah.
And I was up at 1 o'clock in the morning.
No,
I'm not really hip to racing.
because they're in Australia and then they come to Canada. They race in
Do
Canada
they?
too.
Oh, okay.
So they race in Montreal. So they come to no.
Okay.
Well, it's Australia, then Bahrain, then China, then Azerbaijan, and then I think
Montreal. Why can't you say
it's
Toronto or something?
Yeah, they race it's in Montreal.
Because if it was in Toronto, I'd be up there in a minute.
Montreal is after Monaco. What's the fifth race? I don't remember the fifth race of the season, but after.
Where is Montreal? Is that close? I'm not going to Texas, bro. I'm not. I want to go see a Formula One race so bad, but I am not going to Texas.
Yeah, well,
period.
You're gonna have to if you want to. But no, I heard Austin is dope. Though. I heard Austin is one of the best cities in America.
Is it okay?
They hold it in Austin.
All right.
You can go there and get listen to some good music, some good live music, get some good food in Austin. I heard Austin is dope. Maybe we should make a run.
I was about to say
we should make a run to Austin.
So
but
yeah,
I think it's the best form of racing on the planet. It really is. And if you are curious or whatever, you need to check it out. Watch one race and I bet you'll be hooked.
Okay.
Watch one race and I bet you'll be hooked.
It's probably not my cup of tea.
May not be, but you never know until you watch a race. But you got to be up late to watch it, unless you got DVR. You can just DVR and watch it later.
I got DVR.
Yeah, so you can do that. All right, so let's jump real quick. Let's jump over to some college basketball. Right. So your number one seeds in the NCAA in the tournament are set: Duke, Virginia, North Carolina, and Gonzaga. 3 out of 4 top seeds are ACC teams.
I don't know about Gonzaga. They always the number one seed in the NCAA tournament, and then they get bounced out by the Sweet 16. That's
I before we came on the show, I told y'all based on what happened last year, Virginia should never be allowed to be a number one seed ever again in life, ever.
Well,
period.
Well, they are at least for another season. They're going to be this season. I mean, they don't. If they did it like that, I could. Then Virginia probably wouldn't be. Now they're the number one seeds. Your number 2 seeds, Tennessee, Michigan State, Kentucky, and Michigan are your number 2 seeds. Your number 3 seeds, LSU, Purdue, Houston, and Texas Tech.
I like LSU.
And then your number 4 seeds, Virginia Tech, Kansas State, Kansas, and Florida State are your number 4 seeds. So those are in each bracket, those are your top seeds. And Virginia plays Gardner-Webb in the first round.
Come on, Gardner-Webb. Let's go.
If they lose this one, yeah, they shouldn't. Yeah. Let me see. So, excuse me. Belmont is playing Temple. That's the at-large game to get into the tournament. That's like the playing game. It's Belmont and Temple. Buffalo, who just won the MAC championship, they're in. They are.
Buffalo's
so Buffalo
squad.
will be. So Arizona State and St. John's, they play in the other play-in game. And then the winner of Arizona State and St. John's will play Buffalo. So Buffalo's got to be a 6.
If it's that Arizona Buffalo game, that Arizona State Buffalo game, that would be a hell of a game right there.
Yeah. So, we're going to do our brackets. I'm going to try not to jack mine up. I always do every season.
Did we do brackets last year?
No,
we need to this year. We need to this year.
Oh, we definitely do it this year.
Actually, we can get something set up on ESPN's bracket.
Yeah. Do a Quad Brothers bracket. Get it all set up and see how terrible we are at picking brackets. I don't know, man. Look, it could be all chalk this year. Somebody could get upset. I think if any number 1 seed is going to get upset and not make it to the Final Four, Virginia's a likely candidate. North Carolina can sometimes get caught slipping too. Just depends on the night.
Get caught slipping too.
Not with Zion.
If Duke can, if you can contain, notice I said if, and the snicker afterwards can contain Zion and actually force them to make jump shots or attempt jump shots, you have a shot at Duke. If you know what I'm saying, if Zion goes off, then you don't have a shot.
Forget about it.
I know I say I like LSU, but in the first round, I got to go with the Ivy League school, Yale, because always, every year, Ivy League school is always upsetting the top 3 seeds.
That's the beauty about this tournament, man, that anybody can come out of nowhere and get hot and make a run.
Let's start this Thursday, though. Ooh,
It's gonna be a lot of people taking off on Thursday.
I love this topic. Oh yeah,
Gonna be a lot of people taking off on Thursday.
I don't know what you're talking about,
okay.
kid. I don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't say nothing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't say nothing.
I mean,
so yeah,
it's Thursday. The first round is always exciting. Always.
Playoff games. Your play-in games, I should say.
I wish Gus Johnson was part of CBS.
Oh,
God.
Gus is a great announcer. Love Gus. All right, so I want to jump real quick. We'll jump away from the tournament for a second. I want to hit some of this NFL free agency news. A lot of new faces in new places. To me, the most interesting, it wasn't really a free agency signing. It was the Miami Dolphins trading Ryan Tannehill to the Tennessee Titans. Only because, you know what I can only think? I can only think that the Tennessee Titans...
Don't trust Marcus?
It's either that or they're looking at the Philadelphia Eagles. And they're saying, listen, man, your backup, there's no such thing as a backup that's too good. And to me, at the moment, I'd have to say Ryan Tannehill is probably the best backup in the league.
I would rather go with they don't trust Marcus.
I don't.
You
You know
just
what?
do that. You trying to get me riled up, damn it.
Here's one thing that, I mean, not trying to be whatever. Here's one thing though. You can't trust at this point. You can't trust Marcus to make it through 16 games because he hasn't yet. I don't believe. I don't think he's been through a full 16 game season. So can you trust him to play 16 games? That's why you bring in Ryan Tannehill.
Here's another question: has Jameis been through 16 games?
Absolutely. He
Oh,
has.
okay. Yeah, I thought so.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely, Jameis has been
What
through
about
16.
that off season though? I
Yeah.
mean, just
Okay.
saying.
All right.
You know, groping, young ladies. I'm just saying.
That was like last year
Okay.
or 2 seasons ago. You want to bring up the crab legs as well?
Yeah, I'll bring it
Yeah.
crab legs too.
Stop hating, man. Here's an interesting thing that I saw. Teddy Bridgewater stayed in New Orleans. He had already, I guess, had, I don't know what to say visions, but he was really fond of Miami. I think he lives in Miami. He wanted to play for the Dolphins. He had a shot. They would have signed him if he'd wanted to come.
And
If he
they
wanted to
have
come
his
there.
boy, Devontae Parker.
Yeah, but he decided to stay in New Orleans and I guess be Drew Brees' heir apparent. I think he was a little bit worried about whether or not Sean Payton is going to go to Dallas in 2020.
Oh, I hope not.
Me too.
I really hope not.
Me
I hope he
too.
stays there in New Orleans.
But I think he stayed in New Orleans because I think they probably told him, look, man, Drew's only got a year or so left, and then you're going to be the guy.
I really think that, if they can get there, which I think they should have got there this year or last year, but you know how that went.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they get there and if Drew can get another one,
He'll retire.
I think he'll retire.
Yeah.
I think he'll ride
Yeah,
off
he'll
into the
retire.
sunset.
The Bears signed Ha Clinton Dix.
Just another weapon for that defense.
That seems to be an underrated signing to me.
Just another weapon for that defense.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to be an underrated signing to me. Here's who I would have liked to come to Philadelphia. The 49ers signed Tevin Coleman. 2 years, $10 million. There are some interesting signings. The Eagles. Deshaun Jackson is back with the Philadelphia Eagles. Traded from the Bucks to the Eagles for a 6th-round pick.
Should have never left. Chip Kelly.
Oh, I almost cussed.
You already did it once when you spilled that
Yeah,
stuff.
I almost cussed.
Chip Kelly.
Yeah, I almost cussed when you say Chip Kelly's name. Should have never got rid of Shady or Deshaun.
You know what the most interesting thing was? Check who the Giants just signed, and check how much money they signed him for.
Golden Tate.
What?
They gave Golden Tate 4 years, $37 million with $23.5 million guaranteed.
What?
He's probably going to be their number one receiver.
He is.
Him and Sterling Shepard are going to be 1 and 2.
I just don't. I don't understand. I feel as much as I am happy that Odell is not a Cleveland Brown. I feel so sorry for the New York Giants.
I don't.
Because I
Screw
know you
him.
don't. I know you don't.
Thanks, Dorsey. Thanks for taking Odell out the division. Appreciate
I
that,
don't
John. Thank you.
understand what they're doing.
They don't understand what they're doing. Their fans don't understand what they're doing.
Like, literally, you picked, and I don't know, there's some reports that it came down to either Odell or Eli. You picked Eli Manning. Eli's 39? And outside of those 2 miraculous Super Bowl wins, he's been an average to below average quarterback at best. I don't understand it.
And the report came out last night that they aren't really interested in bringing in Dwayne Haskins?
What?
Ooh,
What type of direct? So you're going to
know.
roll with Eli, and I feel sorry for Saquon because they're gonna hand him the ball at least 20 to 30 times
Yeah.
a game next year.
Teams are going to stack the box and make Eli beat them.
Who's they coach? Pat Shermer.
Pat
Pat
Shermer.
Shermer.
Teams are going to stack the box and make Eli beat them.
Pat Shermer. I was watching. What was I watching? I was watching either First Take or Undisputed, and I had no idea because I don't pay attention to the Giants. And they said his name, and I was just like, somebody gave Pat Shermer another opportunity to be a head coach.
Yep.
Why?
Yep.
Good luck.
The New York Football Giants did.
Good
Here's
luck.
a name that you guys might be familiar with. Indianapolis signed Pierre Desir to a 3-year, $25 million contract with $10 million guarantee. Hey, I'm just saying.
Wow.
I'm just saying. Oh,
Move
look at
on,
this.
next.
Baltimore signs Earl Thomas, 4 years, $55 million, $32 million guaranteed. And then turn around and sign Mark Ingram for 3 years and $15 million.
I don't think Earl Thomas is done. I know a lot of people
Me
think
either.
that he is for some strange
Nope.
reason. I don't think he's done at all.
Nope.
I think Baltimore. Honestly, as much as people don't want to admit it here because we're still drunk off the Odell juice, I really think the AFC North is going to be a 3-team race, and it's going to be a dogfight.
Yep.
It's going to be an absolute dogfight.
And somebody's going to have to and the Browns are going to have to, I mean, they're going to have to split with every single team.
We're
in the
going to have to
division,
because
at
otherwise we're going to be 2007 all over again when we went 10-6 and we don't make the
get in.
playoffs.
I think they're going to have to split with every team in their division at least.
Because it would not surprise me at all if this division sent 2 teams to the playoffs this year. Not at all. Not one bit.
And after the Odell Beckham Jr. Deal, the biggest deal to me was Le'Veon Bell going to the New York Jets. 4
Well, you knew
years,
that was gonna
$52 million.
happen. You knew that was going to happen.
35. He's at $35 million guaranteed. And people are saying he lost. How'd he lose?
Because they're stupid and they don't look at the guaranteed money. That's why.
And I know you guys didn't want him here. I think Sam Darnold's going to be much improved next year, and I think with a running back like Le'Veon Bell, I really think Sam Darnold is in a position to really take a giant step forward this year. And Robbie Anderson is not a bad receiver at all.
We shall see. My problem, I didn't like him coming out of USC.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like Sam Darnold that last
Yeah.
season that he made at USC. I just didn't feel like that he was an NFL capable quarterback. So
and the Jets traded for Kalichi Asmeli, I think his name is, the guard from Oakland,
Right.
underrated guard in my opinion. And so you give Sam Darnold to have Robbie Anderson. You give Sam Darnold Le'Veon Bell. You're fortifying your offensive line. I know it's only his second year, but Sam Darnold's going to have to show improve this year.
definitely.
He's going to have to show improve this year. But I think he can. I think he can. I really think Sam Darnold can show improve this year. He's walked through the fire. They threw him out there and threw him to the wolves and was like, go ahead, kid, sink or swim. And I think he swam. But now the expectations with the Jets, it's in New York. Now you got Le'Veon Bell. You need to show improve this year, Sam. You just do.
Here's my signing. Oakland. Wide receiver Tyrell Williams.
Underrated.
4 years, $44 million, 22 guaranteed. So you got AB on one side, Tyrell on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
They got all those picks to shore up everything. Yo, maybe
And they still got 3 first-round picks.
maybe John ain't as crazy as we thought he was.
That's what we said
Because
last
man,
week.
remember when he first got there, he was tearing everything down. Yeah, forget this, sip that off. We're not gonna. Yo,
But when I think about it, that's not really unlike what I do in Madden. I start my franchise. I start trading everybody.
Do you? I always play with like the Browns of Detroit, so we suck. Don't nobody want our places anyway.
I play. That's ironic because I just started a new franchise. I got one going with Philly. Because I'll be going through one and I'll stop and start a new one and keep that one. Just put that one to the side. But I just started one with Detroit, and I done got rid of players. I done started getting guys out of there.
Did you get rid of Matt Stafford yet?
Not yet. I'm gonna keep Matt. But I got rid of guys like Theo Riddick and Amir Abdullah, and I got rid of some other guys.
Yep.
So I'm sitting on a cash ad picks myself.
So now I'm sitting here questioning, like, okay, I can't pick the Browns for franchise mode anymore. I like to build non-talented teams up to talented teams, and now I'm just like, yo, I can't even play
do
for
that.
I can
Can't be
play
the
with the
Browns.
Browns when I'm playing somebody.
Yep.
Best believe I'm gonna be picking the Browns.
Now,
Why is Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie coming out of retirement?
because he probably need money. Ain't he the one with don't he got a lot of kids?
Yeah, that is the one with like 7
Yeah,
kids with like
okay.
8 different women.
You need that cash.
Yeah, you need that cash. Oh, I found this one to be hilarious. Kansas City trades D4 to 49ers for a 2020 second round pick. Hey, stop lining up all sides, bro.
And he got and he got a lot of money from San Francisco. He got a lot of money. No, he was just a free agent, wasn't he? Did they trade? I thought he was a free agent.
I could have sworn. I believe they traded.
Oh, maybe
him.
they did trade. They did trade. They did trade him. I'm sorry. He got a lot of money from San Francisco. They gave him a new contract. He got a lot of money.
Hilarious. Don't line up all
But
sides.
aside from that, D Ford is pretty talented.
And you won't get traded. I just found that hilarious.
Oh yeah. He's the reason that the Chiefs weren't in the Super Bowl when they should have been.
Don't give Tom Brady another chance.
And here's another thing: the 49ers signed Quan Alexander from Tampa Bay too. That's an underrated pickup too.
I need to see more from Jimmy G. I don't know exactly what I'm getting with Jimmy G.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know
I get that.
he was okay. He was okay, during his first stint there. I just need to see that five. What was he, 4-0?
Malcolm Brown agrees to the Saints.
Who?
Malcolm Brown from the New England Patriots.
Oh, the cornerback that got benched in the Super Bowl. Okay.
No, Malcolm Brown, the defensive lineman.
Oh, that guy. Maybe he didn't like it in the ring. He got a ring. See, that's the thing. When you win a ring, you can just go. I
can go wherever I want to. Now, who got the money? Show me the cash.
I got a ring now. I can go wherever I want to go.
Show me the cash.
That's why Trent Brown left New England and went to Oakland. Yeah, I can go play for the Raiders. I got a ring. So,
Adrian Peterson is still playing.
He signed a 2-year extension with Washington. Look, AP didn't look that bad last year. I'm not even going to front.
I was mad I didn't get a chance to pick him up in my fantasy squad.
Yeah, I'm not even going to front, man. AP didn't look that bad last year. I'm not even going to front.
Oh man, I was just thinking about between the Brown season and this fool over here playing fantasy football with us, it's going to be a glorious football season next year. It's going to be glorious.
Yep. I'm just.
Oh, I'm printing the shirt already. So
I want you to. We want you to print the shirt, bring it here, come with the boom box, with the Triple H entrance thing, walk down, spit some water on people. I want you to do all that.
Please do. Do all of that.
Do all that.
Tell your boy Eric Young, tone it down a little bit.
Nah, he ain't gonna never tone it down. You might have to get that.
I love it.
That's not
he ain't
gonna
gonna never turn it down.
You think that's gonna get toned down? Imagine what's gonna happen when you get there.
No.
Ooh,
So I want to say this before we get out of here. We are going to give you guys, we haven't forgotten about this, we're going to give you guys 2 more weeks to get those report cards into us. So we'll go over the rules again. With the latest report card you got, break it out. You got to have a GPA of 3 or better. This is open to the boys and girls, student athletes that follow us or what. Send it in. 3 or better GPA. We're going to pick 5 random names, and each one of those people will get a $25 Visa gift card. So, look, I'm just saying, and again, we know it's $25, but hey, man, it's a little bit of extra money. Okay, you go out with your friends, you got a little extra money in your pocket, whatever you want to do. So get those report cards together, 3 GPA of 3 or better, get them into us. We'll give you 2 more weeks to do that, and then we'll pick the 5. I just want to say that before we get out of here. All right, that's going to do it. So good luck filling out your brackets. I'm going to fill one out. I know it's probably going to be done with, day 1 or 2. My bracket going to be completely wrecked. That's usually how it's been.
I could have sworn the last time we did this, the first weekend, we all were trash. We were all trash.
Yeah, it was bad. I think a couple of years ago, I think it just came across one of my memories, my timeline when Vanderbilt screwed my whole bracket up.
Yeah, it was
so
bad.
This
it was
is just
so
a bad
bad.
time of year for
it. Me and Reggie picked Duke to win it all that one year.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Yeah. They still haven't let us live that down.
Way to go out on a limb picking Duke to win it all. All right, man. We're going to get out of here, man. For Eli Robinson, for Phil Rucker, for the homie Reggie Logan, my name is Kevin Hanley. This is the Quad Brothers Sports Show. Eli, take us out.
All right, the name of the song is called Playground by Skynex Beats. This is the Quad Brothers Sports Show on One Unimedia Network.
We'll see y'all next week. Have a good weekend, man. Peace.
Dominic on it, bitch.